Hey everyone, Damien Tutovic here from the Internet Network once more, bringing you a 2 vs 2 Dawn of Soulstorm replay on the, should check the map beforehand, but I think it's Savannah map or something like that. Not bad. Well, in either case, we're going to keep going anyway, and yeah, you'll see the name of the map in the title of the video anyway. So anyway, as you can see, yeah, we've got two players. Interesting positioning actually. I'm not entirely sure if that's the default or not, but in either case, we've actually got the first team consisting of the elder player SNS Hey Foxy, and on the left of Notre Zim, interesting, playing as the Imperial Guard, and the second team is consisting of the Necron player GDK Cooler, or I think that's an L. It looks like a 1, but we'll just call him Cool in any case. And interesting, good power plants there, but anyway. And also we've got Chaos 16 playing as the Space Marines, so we'll see what happens there. So yeah, it's been a bit of a while since I've commentated on the Dawn of Soulstorm game, so I might be just a tiny bit rusty, but what the hell, we'll see what happens. So yeah, it looks like the older player is going to be going for a bit more of a stealthy build with the Ranger squad with infiltration, going for the fleet of foot research, and we've got some an early summoning core and some early Necron warriors by the Necron warrior, by the Necron player. So the Imperial Guard player, not seeing too much happening there. He's brought out his commander, he's going for a pretty standard build there, so seeing pretty standard stuff so far. But what do we have here? We actually got a Guardian Guardian squad attacking, well, he's trying to attack the Space Marine base at the bottom. Looks like the Space Marine players decided to go for two Space Marine squads and no commander for the time being. See, these Guardians, I don't think they were able to even kill a worker or anything, because that seemed to be their initial target. But yeah, they'll be able to get out mostly intact with just a few losses. And at the same time, we've got command squad coming up to the Chaos Space Marine. Sorry, not to Chaos, but to the Necron players' base. And we've got some Necron warriors coming out. Don't know why they're bothering going after the Scarabs. I mean, they're free and they reinforce free as well. But yeah, I don't think we'll be able to do too much damage because these Necron warriors are pretty hardy actually, and as you can see, they actually do not such a shabby job disrupting the command squad, although the command squad was disrupting them a bit. And here comes the second Necron warrior squad. So provided that the Necron player keeps them separate, they should be able to ward off this assault by the command squad pretty easily. And we've also got the early disruption field ability and flayed ones being built as well by the Necron player. So interesting little combinations to say the least. So yes, these guys, I guess they're just acting as a bit of distraction, and what do you know, I've actually got a heavy bolter turret being built right next to the critical location, so yeah, very boundaries of it, not bad. And we've got a bit of harassment by the Ranger squad. Oh, there we go, so the Space Marine player was wise enough to get a Scalp probe relatively early on, and yeah, they're able to spot the Ranger squad pretty easily. Let's just see what else they have happening there. Ah, there we go. They finally built a Force Commander, although the harassment's still continuing on the Necron player's base. So Command Squad just running around. I'm pretty sure, yeah, they're just doing that to delay that Necron player, just probably to place that heavy bolter turret down. And are we going to be seeing a second one? It's possible. What do you know? We're seeing a bit of a heavy bolter turret crawl from the Imperial Guard player. So really, I don't really like how heavy bolter turrets, or just turrets in general, can be built anywhere. They're really meant to be used for defensive means, but well, unfortunately that all changed with the expansion. Which one was it? I think it was Dark Crusade, yeah, Dark Crusade first, and they decided to keep it for Soulstorm. So kind of crappy really, but oh well, that's just how it goes I suppose. I suppose it allows for a bit more tactics, like a few more tactics, should I say, like offensive turret use and all that, but yeah, in my opinion it's not really the best thing to allow, especially when you have builders who are basically, who get command armor of all things, decent amount of health as well, and the heavy bolter turrets are, well, pretty good as well actually. Oh well, and there we've got the command squad still alive somehow, and heavy bolter turret doing a bit of damage to these flayed ones, so pretty sure, yep, it's being repaired by one of the tech priest engines here, so I don't know why it's not getting a second one to repair that, it's strange. And at the same time, do have the harassments here. Space Marines attacking the elder player. Unfortunately though, it looks like their detection's been wiped out. Their Skull Probe got killed somehow. And yeah, these Rangers are just going to be able to stand by and yeah, basically give the Space Marines a good old run around, really. Just, well, let's take some pot shots at him, so... Don't know why Chaos 16 is committing to this attack, although here we go, we finally got a Skull Probe being brought up, and it's being attached to a squad as well, so there we go, now we've got them closing into melee against them, and yeah, we've also got a Howling Banshee squad out as well, and a Farseer, so quite a pretty diverse combination of units being used by the Elder player, actually. But, you know, they might be able to hold off the attack, although it's going to look a bit desperate with a Ranger squad, which is a bit of the, not bad, which was pretty much clinching their victory before. It was, yeah, now they're being detected and being forced into melee, of course, so... Well, what do you know, we've got a Howling Banshee squad of disrupting Space Marines and slowly tearing them apart, but so yeah, it looks like, yeah, they will be able to get the Space Marine player out of the base after all, and yeah, looks like the, not bad. Looks like the Imperial Guard player is being repulsed as well, but not without some significant losses on the Necron player's behalf. And yeah, now the command squad is just down to a single player. Got more flayed ones being spawned, and of course a heavy bolter turret being brought up here. So I'm surprised they didn't try to capture the relic or anything like that with a spare squad of yeah, guardsmen. Because yeah, as you can see, they got a squad there, and it looks like they're at tier 2 as well. Actually, building a vehicle plant. Space Marine players still deciding to attack the Elder player's base, despite the fact that their troops are pretty badly spaced out, and they've got the Rangers to worry about as well. So, yeah, definitely. Oh, then again, is he trying to kill off the Farseer one? It's possible. In fact, he might be able to do it, provided he can get a few shots off with the bolter. But the problem is that he's there we go. Now we'll be able to do it. The problem is that he had him set on melee stance, it seems, and he had his sword out. Which is, yeah, automatically used when... Oh, there we go. Automatically used when they're in melee and closing in on an opponent. But yeah, he did manage to take out the Farseer after all, and yeah, these Rangers are taking out the Space Marines. Same time, though, Force Commander is going to have a pretty hard time against this Howling Banshees, and I think, yep, we're going to be seeing some Dark Reapers from the Elder player as well. As for what's happening here, looks like the heavy bolter turret's been destroyed. Not seeing too much more action, though. We are seeing a bit more build-up for the Pure Guard players, and he's going to be bringing out some Hellhounds. So pretty good, pretty solid vehicle against the infantry and buildings. So we'll see if they can make good use of that. And at the same time, though, Force Commander's being forced back. Still, there's keeping him alive, but the problem is that he's going to be pursued by Howling Banshees and Dark Reapers. Although we do have some played ones coming in to save the day. I don't know how much damage they'll really be able to do, because as you can see, they move incredibly slowly, and yeah, Fleet of Foot is being used to its full effect by the Elder player. Wow, it's got quite a running battle going all across the map, really, or a couple of battles even at different points. So yeah, unfortunately we couldn't see both at once, but yeah, we've been getting most of the action so far, and looks like, yeah, now we're going to have a bit of a battle going on from the middle. Just notice that there's no victory conditions for holding the critical locations or anything like that. So it looks like victory is going to have to come by, yeah, basically destroying the enemy entirely. So to be a bit of a close game though by the looks of it, but yeah, for the time being it looks like the Pure Guard player and the Elder player might be driven back, although the Hellhound has come in, and I don't see any anti-vehicle units for the team consisting of the top and bottom players. In fact, I think... Oh, there we go, they're going to tier 2 now, so... Yeah, the Hellhound actually will be able to do quite a bit of damage, although with focus fire though, it'll get destroyed very quickly by these Necron warriors and the Space Marines. So, yeah, pretty deadly matchup indeed, to say the least. Yeah, wow, Force Commander's still alive after all that, although if players controlling him is not too careful, it might actually get killed off. And yeah, it's pretty good sending in some tech priest engines here to repair the Hellhound, but that's interesting. Sending Necron warriors into melee against the Hellhound is a bit strange, and here comes the second Hellhound. So most likely we'll see the Space Marine player and the Necron player get repulsed. Just can't see them really breaking through. I mean, they managed to destroy a single Hellhound, of course, but I don't think they'll be able to do too much more. And what do you know, they've actually got Flaydons being deployed to stop this Dark Reaper harassment on the Space Marine player's base. Although, what do you know, the combined might of the Necrons and the Space Marines is, yeah, actually pushing back... Oh, not bad. Is actually pushing back the Imperial Guard player and the remnants of the Dark Elder player. Although, yeah, now the looks like Guard actually reinforcing from behind it. Yeah, actually taking out quite a few Space Marines. So they're going to be leaving the Necrons pretty much on their own. And yeah, just completely annihilating the rest of their army. So pretty good positioning by the Elder player. Might have been a bit of a coincidence, but what the hell, it's certainly got the job done. Got Necron Warriors and Flayed Ones in the Necron player's base, but I don't think they'll be able to do too much damage. We've already got an Engine Seer repairing Mechanized Command, and the Infantry Command will be able to survive as well. And he's going to want to teleport his Necron Lord out of there, because yeah, his entire army has just been destroyed actually, as well as the Space Marine army, so they're just now trying to rebuild, building machine cults and all that. Oh, that's right, yeah. It's got to put a plasma generator in your allies' base so you can teleport troops there, of course, as a Necron player. But anyway, look, yeah, unfortunately Necron Lord, sorry, has been killed off, and yeah, at the moment the advantage is actually swung back to the Imperial Guard player and the Elder player, so will they take advantage of it? That's the question. Probably. It looks like they're slowly deploying the guys around the place, so yeah, Space Marine player and the Necron player did have the advantage early on, but the problem is though, they basically sacrificed that advantage when they kept trying to push onto the Imperial Guard player's base with the damn Hellhounds and all that, so trying to attack, or rather mounting a successful defense, should I say. Oh well, can you do? Yeah, now we've got Immortals and more Necron Warriors coming out. Not too much more happening. Got a Forbidden Archive, which is not going to do too much now that the Necron Lord is down. And yeah, now we've got some Flayed Ones actually being dispatched as well, just to, I suppose, try to slow down the advance of the Necron player's base. I don't know if it'll be in time though, but what do you know, we actually got a Greater Summoning Corps being built in the Space Marine player's base, so maybe they might be up to something. Especially given the Space Marine player is not actually building anything, so yep, Necron player can only last so long. His Flayed Ones slowly trying to make their way over, but yeah, they're getting killed off pretty quickly. Just noticed, yeah, I'm not seeing any anti-vehicle units or anti-building units, well, except for the Hellhounds, of course, from the Imperial Guard player and the Elder player. So, provided they can get out, yeah, some land speeders and such, which is what they're doing, they might just be able to hold off the assault on the Necron player's base, although I doubt it. Although, what do you know, the Immortals have come in and... oh, right, that's not good. He's just walking him straight up to the Hellhound. Incredibly bad move by the Necron player there, and he's lost the entire squad. And yeah, now his infrastructure is going to get shelled and flamed and all that, so not doing too well indeed. So, building a Necron Lord, I don't think that's going to make too much of a difference, although we are finally seeing the cavalry arriving, but a single land speeder is not going to be able to do too much against the massive infantry army that's being deployed. I mean, you'd need several land speeders, and of course you still need something to take care of this Hellhound, such as a... I suppose from the Space Marine player he could have built a land speeder Tempest instead, because those are still pretty decent against infantry units, even when upgraded with crack missiles. But yeah, unfortunately didn't go with that. Yeah, it looks like the Necron Warrior is now going to be, a Necron player, should I say, they're just going to be in a bit of trouble. It's interesting enough, the Imperial Guard player doesn't appear to have upgraded his troops much at all. It looks like he might have just made a bit of a rush to the Tier 2, and what do you know, I've actually got a bit of harassment by the Necron player here. I don't think they're about to do too much damage. Because what do you know, the Engine Seer is already here, although he did manage to destroy the infantry command though, so that's better than nothing I suppose. But the thing is, it doesn't look like the Imperial Guard player was really making much use of their infantry anyway. They went straight for vehicles. In fact, we're going to be seeing a 4th Hellhound there, which is just going to destroy the remaining of the infantry there, as you can see, as well as the Necron Lord. So here comes the 4th Hellhound. And yeah, it's not such a bad combination actually, because I've just noticed that the Elder player has got barely anything out actually. Huh. But anyway, apart from that, the Elder player has only been going for troops thus far, so anti-infantry troops is actually a pretty good complement to the vehicles being dispatched by the Imperial Guard player, given that they're on this same clan order. But yeah, they must have had that planned out pretty well beforehand. And yeah, as you can see, it's one hell of a combination indeed. Incredibly fast and powerful, but of course fragile infantry units for the Elder player, combined with the pretty good vehicles from the Imperial Guard player. Of course, they might actually have to start building their own anti-vehicle units now, so such as the Fire Dragons, well, once Elder player goes to tier 2, of course. Or most likely we'll be seeing Sentinels and stuff like that from the Imperial Guard player. What the hell, I mean, even with things like this Tomb Spider being built, Elder player's doing a pretty good job of just running away from us, really, just taking some more pot shots at it, so eventually I think we get killed anyway. I mean, it could be upgraded with a particle projector, but it can only do so much, really. Might have been better off just building a destroyer unit, perhaps, rather than a Tomb Spider. I mean, really, can't expect to actually get into melee with these guys. Although, what do you know, he just briefly got into melee with these Dark Reapers, and he's actually, yeah, killing one off, so just flinging him aside, spraying blood all over the place. And let's just have a look. Second Tomb Spider pushing back into a Guardsman squad, so who knows, the Necron player might stand a chance, perhaps. And yeah, it looks like his stuff is being, yeah, rebuilt in the Space Player's base, so we'll probably see, I don't know, maybe we'll see a final battle in the base at the bottom, because it still looks like the Imperial Guard player and the Elder player have got a pretty strong presence in the north, and yeah, we're not really seeing much of an army for the bottom team. And yeah, now here come the Sentinels. They're going to be able to destroy the Tomb Spider just like that. In fact, I don't know what the hell they're doing, but yeah, they should be focus firing on it, and yeah, down it goes. So they'll be able to dispatch the Necron Monolith and all that pretty quickly. So yeah, that should just about be the end of resistance from the Necron player and the Space Marine player here, from what I can see. Yep, seems to be the case. So yeah, and wow, we've actually got a whole host of heavy bolter turrets being upgraded into missile turrets being deployed. And interesting, got a nice little graphical glitch as well. Yeah, not seeing too much more from the from the Space Marine player or the Necron player. So it looks like, yeah, they'll just be gearing up to make a bit of a defense, and what a defense it'll hopefully be. But actually, it might work briefly anyway. At the very least, it might work to delay the advance of the Guard player and the Elder player. But the problem is, though, from what I can see, there doesn't appear to be any actual. I suppose there is some anti-infantry stuff. I mean, there's Necron warriors and a single unupgraded heavy bolter turret. But the problem is, of course, is that this can be overcome pretty easily with a Basilisk from the Imperial Guard player, provided that he actually builds a couple. Or they could just bum rush the bottom base. I mean, they're going to have a hell of a resource advantage in either case, and yeah, now they're slowly decapturing the points of the Chaos, sorry, not the Chaos, but the Necron player, and yeah, sending all their troops down as well. So it looks like we'll be gearing up for a hell of a last stand here, hopefully. And yeah, we've got Necron player upgrading his Monolith to tier 2. I don't think it's going to make too much of a difference though. So yeah, it looks like yeah, we're going to have the first deluxe skirmish here. So two of those missile launchers have got pretty good range, and yeah, the strategic point will provide some pretty good vision. So they'll be able to take shots at the Elder player and all that from maximum range. And yeah, as you can see, they still do a bit of a disruption, I suppose. But yeah, these heavy bolter turrets are going to get torn up pretty quickly because they don't have that much health for starters. Although, what do you know, Necron warriors are advancing, and yeah, basically, for the time being, making the Elder player pause. Although he's just going to be leaving Necron warriors into the Gauntlet, is Kaskin and Ogryns. What do you know, it looks like the Ogryns actually, with an attached priest, are going to be using the Fanaticism ability, so just going to be first in battle, and yeah, the rest of the armies are going to be deployed from the Imperial Guard player and the Necron player. What do we have here? We actually got a bit of a drop. I wonder if it's going to be a Dreadnought or something like that. Let's see. Yep, it's going to be a good old Dreadnought, so I don't think it's going to be too much do too much damage, and yeah, it looks like the bolter turrets are just about gone. There's only a couple left, and yeah, I mean, those can get destroyed so easily. All you have to do is just divert the firepower of the Dark Reapers just like that, and yeah, there go the heavy bolter turrets. So it's an interesting Final battle indeed. Probably should have spent more money on the mobile troops rather than the turrets. Or maybe would have been better off just not to upgrade so many turrets. Maybe even put some... Actually... yeah, I don't know. It would have been worth it. But in any case, it would have made for a bit more of a final battle. And yeah, well, you know, the Dreadnoughts are actually doing a pretty good job in tearing through these Ogrins that even managed to... Hang on, something better view. There we go. Even managed to demoralize them, but yeah, their morale quickly came back after it started attacking the Sentinel. And yeah, Sentinel's going to be destroying it pretty quickly. So yeah, now we're just seeing out of Pandemonium here, and what do you know, I've actually got Necron Warriors being deployed here. Interesting. Not really sure how they managed to get there. Can't really see any Necron buildings on that, but oh, okay, so the Tomb Spider must have resurrected a few of them, yeah. I don't think it's going to be able to do too much damage, but I suppose it'll delay the Imperial Guard player and the Elder player a bit. But the problem is, though, from what I can see, it doesn't look like either of these players have really got anything they can fall back on. I mean, they've got standard tier 2 stuff. The Stronghold's about to get destroyed, actually, for the Space Marine player. I mean, it's not like as if they're building, you know, they're going to tier 3 to get elite troops or anything. In fact, the Imperial Guard player has actually got an advantage when it comes to technology and... oh, there we go, and finally we've got the Elder player tier 2 as well. Yeah, we are seeing a pretty staunch defense, the Necron player and the Space Marine player, but yeah, unfortunately, just probably not going to be able to do too much. I mean, there shouldn't be any risk to being overextended or anything like that when it comes to the assault took by the Imperial Guard player and the Elder player. And I'd say, yeah, that's pretty much what cost them the game, really. What cost the Necron player and the Space Marine player the game, when they just kept trying to push in, even though they were basically up against vehicles and such that they just couldn't really counter at that time. They just, yeah, losing entire forces like that. Just that. That's what can you do. Saw some pretty good battles here, and yeah, at the very least, yeah, no one's quit yet, which is rather surprising because normally they'd quit at the sign of trouble. But oh, what the hell! Instead, they're just trying to continue on. But yeah, there's certainly past the point of no return. I mean, having your HQ destroyed like that, let's see how they're going to be able to recover from this. In fact, let's just check the vision. I suppose they could try to hide some buildings around here, maybe hide a couple there. I don't think it's really going to make too much difference though. Unless if they really harass the hell out of the either the Elder player or the Imperial Guard player, which doesn't look like it's going to happen. So, okay. And then there's of course still the main armies to deal with after that. Would have been interesting actually if they went with that, but yeah, unfortunately it's not going to be the case. Wow, sounds like they just... sounds like the stereotypical kung fu sounds actually from those Ogrins. Wow. I mean like the pew 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 sort of sounds, but anyway. Yeah, what do you have here? Got a single Dreadnought trying to fend off entire armies of Fire Dragons, so good luck to him. And yeah, we've still got Dreadnoughts and such being built, so yeah, looks like they just won't quit. So. Yeah, but unfortunately there's not too much else to see. And yeah, I'd say that last bit of defense at the end going with turrets there just generally wasn't really worth it. So. I mean, especially knowing when you're up against an Imperial Guard player, all they have to do is just build basilisks and there you go. Turrets can get destroyed just like that. But hey, let's have a look. Oh, what do you know? We do have a stronghold being built, and it's actually spotted by this strategic point. It's not bad. So yeah, so much building a stronghold there. You see why they'd bother, really. I mean, it's in their base anyway, so it'll be spotted eventually. And yeah, there goes the Necron player, and yeah, we just got the Space Marine player. Will he be able to pull the rabbit out of a hat? Doesn't look like it, especially with only a few seconds remaining. Yeah, just realised. Oh, okay, there's the graphical glitches as well. So yeah, he's just down to the single stronghold, which yeah, definitely has been spotted. And not really sure what these players are doing. Maybe they were just looking for anything else before going for the stronghold. And yeah, there we go. Now we're going to see the sorry, the stronghold get destroyed, and yeah, I might see if we can get a bit good view of that. So there we go, taking out all the builders. And, yep, should be it for the space room player. And there you go, down he goes. So yeah, certainly an interesting game there. So a bit of back and forth action, and yeah, unfortunately, yeah, Necron player and Space Room player just made a few blunders there, cost some game, but oh, what can you do? Pretty good coordination though between the Imperial Guard player and the Elder player though, so they must have talked about their tactics beforehand. So yeah, good stuff there too. So I hope to be uploading this game a bit later on today, and yeah, until that happens, this has been Damien Tudovich signing off. Oh wait a minute, that's the menu, never mind.